Of all the things that gives me sleepless nights and that has me needing to see us do more, it is this matter of people dying on the streets in safety-related incidents that take lives of cyclists and pedestrians.
21 pedestrians and cyclists have been killed on Toronto streets this year. Last year, there were 40.
We are changing speed limits. We are putting up signs to tell people how fast they're going. We are enforcing the laws. We are bringing in photo radar. But people have to change, who are in cars and trucks, their own behavior.
But Councillor Joe Cressy says he and Mike Layton have a plan.
Lowering speed limits on all streets right across this city. Does it mean cars are going to go slower? It does, but people will be safer. That's the objective. We need to get serious about installing more traffic lights. You know, it took me 2 years to get a traffic light at Richmond and Simcoe. Why does it take 2 years to get a traffic light there? We need to get serious about building separated cycling infrastructure, not just on Bloor Street in the downtown, but right across the city.
But Councillor Giorgio Mamalotti, who sits on the city's Public Works Committee, told City News yesterday that the real solution is to take cyclists off the streets entirely, a suggestion that has critics wondering whether it's he who should be removed from the committee.
I don't hate bike lanes and I don't hate cyclists. I believe there's a place for them, and it's not on the roads. I believe that there's networks in our city that can be easily converted into cyclist networks that can bring people to where they need to go, sometimes even faster.
Most people are aware of my views that to say that cyclists don't belong on roads is a view that sort of belongs back in the 1950s and is not a recognition of the reality of Toronto in 2018 or even of the plans we have for the city going forward from 2018 to make it a more hospitable and safer place for cyclists and pedestrians.
Now, as we told you earlier, public reaction to this latest cyclist death has been intense, and our digital reporter Michael Talbot has been following the conversation. Talbot?
Yeah, Christina, and the conversation is largely centered around that idea of lowering speed limits. Our first viewer thinks the problem runs a lot deeper, and he says safer streets are everyone's responsibility. Speed limits are not the issue, tweeted Keith. It is people's ability to pay attention to their surroundings, leave with plenty of time to get to their destination, put their phones down and share the road. Same goes for cars, bikes, and pedestrians. Tony adds that lowering speed limits would help, but getting the drivers to adhere to them would help more. Stricter enforcement of these limits and/or tougher penalties is essential. Jay next thinks lowering speed limits is a great first step. This is a crisis, he tweeted. We need to do everything we can to make our streets safer. Reducing speed limits is a relatively quick and low-cost solution to get us started, while we do the more substantial, longer-term work of redesigning and rebuilding our streets and intersections. And close things out with Happy Traveler, who says the speed limit doesn't do anything. It's about changing people's lead-foot behavior. Politicians should stop bashing photo radar or traffic enforcement as a cash grab and design roads that will slow cars down. Now, if you have an idea on how to make our streets safer, let us know on our social pages.